So I see a lot of videos on what you should spend your talent points on, and since I'm level 32, I figured we should talk about it. Now, core dark arts and spells is where our focus is going to be. The first talent point that you ever get should be spent on Swift. It's when you hold dodge, you teleport. It's much quicker, much safer, and while you're teleporting, it uses your movement controls so you can teleport behind enemies. Then your next 3 talent points should be, well, at least 2 talent points should be spell knowledge. So that way you would have in total 3 spell slots and be able to use 12 different spells at any time. Now that being said, when you get to level 20 and you want to get your 4th spell slot, feel free. With Revelio, I don't really find a need to increase its range because you can just keep recasting it. There's no punishment and it's kind of cool looking, so I usually just cast it a lot. It's never really been a thing for me. Now, Wig and Wield Potency, super helpful. I would at least get the level 1. You can go for the level 2 at level 16. I don't really think that you need it, but that's just my opinion. I use Ancient Magic Throw constantly because it's a powerful ability. So if you are incorporating that in your gameplay, definitely grab Ancient Magic Throw expertise, because then when you Expelliarmus someone, you can grab their weapon if they're holding a weapon and throw it back at them. Very helpful. And then of course, always, no matter what play style you're going with, you're going to be casting spells. Always get basic cast mastery. Basic cast impacts reduce your spell cooldowns, and that's all across the board super helpful. The rest of it I don't find really necessary, to be honest. However, you do get a max level 40, so I will have 9 more points to spend. So I'll probably grab the Stupefy one right now. So now I'll have 7 more points to spend. In Dark Arts, this is my main focus. I never use Flipendo. I only really use Flipendo when I'm joking around and I'm messing with enemies. So I didn't grab that one. And I rarely use Imperio. However, Imperial Mastery would be super helpful. I will probably grab this one next. I only really use Arresto Momentum when I'm catching beasts to slow them down. So I don't pick that talent, which is this bottom one. Now, the most important talents in the Dark Arts tree. Stunning Curse. So when you stupefy, they get cursed. Blood Curse. So when you deal damage to enemies that are cursed, all cursed targets take damage. Super helpful in big fights with a lot of enemies. Disarming Curse, Expelliarmus curses. Enduring Curse, so your curses last longer. Crucio Mastery, so when you Crucio and you basic attack 3 or 4 times, your curse gets spread to multiple targets quite easily. Curse Sapper, so when you defeat a cursed enemy, you get healed a little bit. And finally, the most important one, Avada Kedavra Mastery, because the entire goal of this tree is to enter a fight 1v10. Within 3 seconds, you have stupefied, Expelliarmus, Crucioed, hit a few times, and maybe also Imperioed. So you have curses on at least 8 enemies. Then you target someone that is not cursed. not someone that is cursed. If there is anyone left that is not cursed, they become your target. You Avada Kedavra them, and everyone that you have cursed drops dead. Now, in our last one, spells, my favorite one, I'm going to start at the top for this one. When you get to level 22, your first talent point should be on Transformation Mastery. Because you can turn any enemy that's your level or lower, that's not a big boss enemy, into an explosive barrel, and then throw that barrel at another enemy, usually killing them both. It's amazing. Now for level 5, I think Levioso and Accio Mastery are great. Because when you use either spell and enemies are in a group, it affects multiple targets. That's very entertaining and super helpful. I think Incendio Mastery is helpful for the Ring of Fire that you get, only when facing Inferni. Other than when facing Inferni, I haven't really found it all that helpful, because Incendio's range is sad. Like, it's honestly just really sad. It needs to be bigger. Defendo Mastery, almost required if you're going to be a damage dealer, because it will slice through anyone that it impacts to hit multiple people. And with your Curse Mastery, each time that it hits someone, everyone takes damage. It's required. It's required. Depulso is more effective than the Incendio when enemies are around you, because casting Depulso releases that blast, so it actually helps keep people back. That's my opinion. And same with Descendo. Literally, if you have a target that's surrounded by people, you can just Descendo to stop them all from casting for a second. Bombarda, I kind of regret getting, to be honest, but it adds an explosive blast and it is nice. Bombarda is a great spell. There's nothing wrong with it. Confringo, the fiery bolts, I don't really like, so I just never grabbed it. But if you're going to use Confringo, I think it would be a wise choice. And same with Glacius. I never really used Glacius, so I just never bothered to grab it. And this one's a little bit complicated. Like, you have to strike an enemy after you already freeze them. And then, like, it's not going to kill them. It's just going to damage people. I don't know. Not a big fan of that one. This is the Dark Arts Battle Arena, so you only get to use the curses. But curses go through shields. So it doesn't matter if they're yellow shield, purple shield, red shield. All curses go through them. Well, not all curses, the unforgivable curses. So when you're in a fight, 5 enemies or nothing. So simply Crucio, hit a few times, Imperio, and then Avada Kedavra. Oh, I missed one. There's the one I missed. Hey, bud. See, and this is what Accio is for.
Your blood's on Ranrock's hands. You can try.
Easy. Use your magic, always nice. I don't have anything to throw. Press them all. This is why I like having more spells. More fun. Cute. So for your remove requirement, the only ones that I have are Endurance Potion, so that way it makes you invulnerable instead of just take less damage, and it deflects projectiles. And I like throwing Chinese chomping cabbages, so I bought the one for the second one. this talent tree is really however you want to play. If you're going to be playing with invisibility potions, then you should grab the invisibility potion one. If you're going to play with maxima potions, you should grab the maxima potion one. Mandrakes or venomous tentacula. I always call it venomous tactila, I don't know why. If you're gonna throw plants, then you can get those as well. But if you're more of a potions person, then you would grab the potion ones. Since I don't really use potions in battle, I don't really care about either of these. If I could take them back, I would. For stealth, the most important one in stealth is human demiguise. It allows you to sprint while you're using disillusionment, which saves you so much time and makes life a lot easier when you're sneaking. Sense of Secrecy 1 and 2 is all up to you if you feel like you're getting detected, but I just never really had an issue, so I never bothered. The level 22 skill where Petrificus Totalis can hit more than one enemy, that's nice, so always go for that when you get to a high enough level, but definitely not priority in my opinion. Once you're leveling up and you're deciding what to get, I would go for your core first with your swift and your spell knowledge. Then I would go for spells with Levioso and Accio, maybe even Defendo, and then Depulso and Incendio you can wait on, honestly, but that's your playstyle. If you want Incendio, Ring of Fire, make a Ring of Fire, you know? I'm never gonna tell you how you have to play. I'm just telling you it's not really necessary. But when you're fighting Inferni, Incendio Mastery helps a lot. And then I would focus all entirely on dark arts. Get all three of these, Disarming, Stunning, and Blood Curse. And then while you're leveling up to level 16, you can work on your spells or your core to get your other spell slots or your basic cast mastery. I really do think Ancient Magic Throw is underused. It's a really powerful spell. But yeah, when you have all of this built, it goes insane in a combo.